Today, we are not talking about getting rich. Nope, we're talking about something way more important. See, I remember what it was like living paycheck to paycheck, where just the thought of having any savings felt like a total fantasy. But then I figured something out. Your first $5,000, it isn't just a number, it's a complete psychological reset. You know that feeling, right? That little knot that forms in your stomach, your palms get a little sweaty, your heart starts beating just a bit faster right before the number pops up on the screen. You kind of hold your breath, just praying it's not as bad as you think it is. And then, bam, you see it, $327.14. And instantly your brain just goes into this frantic spiral of mental math. Okay, rent's due in 9 days, that credit card bill is $85, and oh yeah, you still need to buy groceries and put gas in the car. You feel completely reactive, like your money is just dragging you around. But what if I told you that getting to one specific number could fundamentally rewire how you think, how you feel, how you operate in the world? Because this isn't about being wealthy. This is about upgrading your brain's entire operating system. So let's get into it. First up, we've got to tackle this idea that we're all obsessed with. This idea that just making more money will solve all our problems. Well, it turns out we've all been sold a bit of a lie. See, for most of us, the real problem isn't our income, it's our margin. And by margin, I mean breathing room. We tell ourselves this story all the time, that confidence will just magically appear with a bigger paycheck. But it's completely backward. Confidence doesn't come from earning more, it comes from having a buffer between you and total chaos. And if you need some proof, look at this data from the Federal Reserve. It's staggering. 37% of Americans would struggle to cover a simple $400 emergency. $400. I mean, that's a car repair, a surprise dental bill. This shows that most people aren't stressed because they're bad with money. They're stressed because they have zero margin for error. Absolutely none. So what does living with no margin, with no breathing room actually do to your brain? Well, for the longest time, I just thought I was terrible with money. But then I learned about the science of scarcity and it completely changed how I saw everything. The behavioral economist Sendil Mullainathan has this great term for it, the scarcity mindset. It's basically a state where your brain goes into this intense tunnel vision when resources get tight. All you can focus on are the immediate threats, the rent, the bills, the minimum payments. It's not just a financial state either. It bleeds into your relationships, your health, because you literally lose the ability to think long-term about anything. And get this, research published in the journal Science found that this constant financial stress lowers your cognitive performance by as much as losing an entire night of sleep. So if you feel mentally drained and exhausted by money, you're not imagining it. Your brain is literally being hijacked. Have you ever found yourself swiping the credit card or totally ignoring your budget even when you know you shouldn't? Well, this is why. When your brain is in survival mode, it makes these short-term calls to just get through the day. But the long-term cost is huge. A drop in your effective IQ, total mental exhaustion, and getting trapped in a cycle that feels impossible to escape. Okay, so that's the problem. It's pretty heavy, I know. But let's talk about the solution. The $5,000 psychological tipping point. Now, the number itself isn't magic. It's what it represents. So let's just look at a pretty typical monthly budget for a second. You got rent, utilities, food, a car payment, and yeah, let's not forget all the miscellaneous stuff that pops up. Your core expenses might be somewhere around $2,700 a month. So, what does $5,000 actually buy you? It buys you nearly 2 months. 2 months where you could get by without any income. And when your brain finally absorbs that fact, I'm telling you, everything changes. And this is the most important part of this whole conversation. You shift from a state of constant low-grade panic to a state of choice. You're no longer just reacting, trying to survive the week. You can actually start making proactive decisions about how you really want to live and work. This initial bit of stability, it creates this incredible ripple effect through every single area of your life. It's not just about paying the bills anymore. It's about building a whole new you. I remember when I first started saving, I would get so excited every time I hit a new milestone. It felt like I was leveling up in a video game. And there's a reason for that. Each one of these small wins, from 0 to 500, then to 1,000, it gives your brain a little hit of dopamine. It's like James Clear writes in Atomic Habits. You start building evidence for a new identity. You're no longer the person who struggles with money. You become a saver. And that new identity completely changes how you act. When you're broke, you stay in jobs you hate. You don't ask for a raise. You avoid any kind of risk. But with a $5,000 buffer, you have options. You can negotiate from a position of strength. You can make those game-changing career moves you've been dreaming about. I mean, think about it this way. Imagine a job offer comes in for $5,000 more a year. Awesome, but you'd have to quit your current job and wait 3 weeks for that first paycheck. If you have no savings, that's impossible. But with $5,000 in the bank, you take that leap. And just like that, your savings buffer just earned you a 100% return in 1 year. Find me a stock that can do that.
Okay, so maybe you're thinking, this all sounds great, but I'm starting from scratch. How do I actually get there? Let's break it down and make this whole thing feel doable.
The key is to stop looking at the big, scary number. Trying to save $5,000 feels massive. But what about saving $208 a month for 2 years? Okay, better. How about $52 a week? Suddenly, that's just saying no to one DoorDash order or cutting one subscription you forgot about. It feels completely achievable, right? So here is a dead simple system. Step 1, define your timeline. Let's say 24 months. Step 2, and this is the most important part, automate the transfer. Willpower is unreliable. Systems are not. Set it up to happen the day after you get paid, so you don't even see the money. And third, you have to protect that win. This money is for real emergencies only, not for concert tickets. I used to live my life in this constant state of low-grade anxiety, just always hoping nothing bad would happen. But what you're really building here isn't just a bank account. It's a fundamental shift in your mindset. You go from, I really hope nothing goes wrong, to a quiet, calm confidence of, I can handle it. And that feeling, that is priceless.
Look, if you are at 0 right now, you are not behind. You are simply at the starting line. Your brain doesn't need you to win the lottery to feel empowered. It just needs proof that you're moving in the right direction. It just needs a little momentum.
Every single financially confident person you admire had a first $5,000. And it happened one decision, one transfer, one small win at a time. So the question isn't about how far you have to go. It's about what your next step is going to be.